guys, today I am filming my first update for my summer project tin pan. If you guys did not see my intro, I'll have my playlist linked in the cards. So I am filming this video with only 3 weeks worth of progress on these items because I did film my intro late. This video is being posted late, but it is being filmed on time. So I'm feeling pretty happy with what I've been able to do in just 3 weeks. If you guys watch my project pans, you know that I always add in more than 10 products so that I will hopefully hit my goal on 10 things. I did have several rollover items for my spring project pan because, like most of you guys, quarantine has really affected my project panning progress. So before we get into the update, let me know if I look crazy. So all over the place, people are putting a little bit of blush on the tip of their nose. I honestly think sometimes it looks a little silly. It looks a little too intense. I am not digging it. It looks like an accident. I probably didn't apply it correctly. Like, does this look crazy? Yes or no? Let me know. Anyway, now into the progress here. So I'm going to start by showing you the things I finished up over the past month, which would be 4 products. 3 of them were rollover items from my spring project pan, and one of them was like an original summer item. So the first thing was a rollover. This was the Becca Backlight priming filter. I was right here at my last update, so I only had a little bit of product left. I love this primer. This is my favorite glowy primer because it doesn't like overly moisturize my oily skin. It doesn't make me too greasy. It just gives a beautiful glow. I do have 2 more backups of this size, which is half a fluid ounce, that I will be really excited to use up. This is something that is good for me in the winter and springtime. One of the best glowy primers I've ever used. Definitely would recommend that one. I also like the scent. It's like lightly lemony. The next thing I finished up was the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in Fair 15. I had scooped all the products out and it was in this little Clinique sample jar, and at my last update we were right here at this lip, and now as you can see it is completely used up. And this is something that is too light for me, so I do use it as a mixer. I'm so happy this is used up. It took me a really long time to get through it. I do not like this foundation on its own. I don't find it to give good coverage. I feel like it's like light medium coverage. I don't think it's very buildable. The shade wasn't perfect for me. It was a little light. It didn't wear well on my oily skin. I did not like this whatsoever. I feel like a lot of people didn't end up enjoying this. The concealer is great, but I don't like the pressed or the loose powder or the foundation or the All-Star primer, and the All-Star setting spray was just okay. I did film a whole in-depth review video on their complexion line, so I will link that up in the cards, but didn't like this, would not repurchase it, wouldn't recommend it. So happy it's used up. It takes me forever to get through foundations. And the third and final rollover product that I finished was the MakeUpForEver Mist and Fix setting spray. So this is where we were at the last update. It is completely used up. This is a nice fine setting mist, but this is more of a facial spray than a setting spray. For me, I think it can give like a similar effect to MAC Fix Plus. I do like this, but I prefer either something that's a facial mist like the original MAC Fix Plus or a setting spray like Urban Decay All Nighter. So this is not something I would repurchase, but I'm happy I got to try it out because I do remember people raving about that back in the day. And the final thing I used up would be this little mini of the Kat Von D Lock-It Translucent Setting Powder. This had 1.4 grams, and I had this jar completely brand new, and then I had decided to put it into this larger jar to make it easier to apply, and it is all used up. I'll pop up a little picture so you guys can see what the jar looked like with all the product in it. It definitely was not all the way full, but it did take me a while to get through it. I was mostly using this under my eyes, but there were a couple days I tried it all over my face, and this powder does have a little bit of a glow to it. You have to be careful not to apply too much under the eye, or it can not necessarily clump, but like it won't blend out as easily, and you'll catch like a little bit of shine. So I had to use a light amount. When I was using this to set my entire face, I actually liked it much better that way because it did have that nice subtle glow. I was able to completely like powder my face, but it didn't look too dry and matte, and it didn't look shiny either. It just had a little bit of a dew, which I thought was really pretty. So I can't 100% say this because I have very oily skin, but if you have, I don't want to say dry, but if you have normal skin, you're looking for a loose powder and you want something with a slight glow, I do think you would like this. It just wasn't the perfect powder for me. I have several other loose powders that I prefer, so I won't repurchase it. But again, I'm happy to try a powder always. So those are the 4 items that I used up. Next are actually 2 products that I am going to be decluttering from this project and from my collection. I tried them several times and they just weren't working for me. So the first one you probably are not surprised about. This is the Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator in the shade 13 in Fair Light Neutral. So I had tried, because this is a little dark, I tried mixing it with a lightener. They weren't meshing well together. I tried using this on its own. It just gave no coverage and it really wasn't even blending nicely into the skin. I get that it's sheer, but it was not blending nicely. It was really greasy. It made my skin look worse than if I would have just not put anything on. So literally one day over the weekend, we were just like running out and I was like, let me try this on its own. It looks so bad. I wiped it off. Like I put this on in a little bit of powder. No, took it off. I thought it looked terrible. So I'm gonna pass this on to a friend. There is still a lot left. I only used it about 3 times and I don't use a ton of product. As I said, it takes me forever to get through foundations. And the second item that I'm gonna be decluttering is the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer. This is the 0.25 fluid ounce size. I used to love this back in the day. I've definitely used up several little minis. I used up a travel size and I loved it, but it just is not working for me anymore. I thought it just didn't combine with a Becca primer and it definitely doesn't. It balled up really badly. But it also does not pair with a CoverFx primer very well. I felt that it did like pat nicely into my pores on my cheek, but everywhere else looked awful. My nose looked the worst, and it wasn't that my nose was really dry. I was moisturizing and everything, and this was just too finicky for me. I don't want to sit there and try to work through it, so I am going to pass this on. The pore filling primer I'm using instead is the Dr. Brandt Pore Refiner Primer. That's a full size. It's not going to be in this project, but now I only have 1 pore filling primer in my collection, which I feel really happy about, and it will take me a long time to get through, but that one is working perfectly for me, so this one is going to be decluttered as well. So I was able to use up 4 products and declutter 2 products, which means 6 things out of my collection in this past month, which I feel really happy about. So I actually am going to be adding in 2 new products to replace those. We'll get to it in a little bit, but let me just show you the progress on the other items in this project. So the first one is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water Spray. This is the 1 fluid ounce bottle. I just dropped this on the floor, so it's a little shaken up. But this line is from my intro, and this is where I'm at now. So that is some really good progress. And if I keep at the same pace, I do think I'll have this used up by next month. As I mentioned several times before, I do have 4 of these in my collection, so I was putting 1 in each of my seasonal project pans to get them all used up this year, and at this rate, I'll be able to start my fall one early, and they will all for sure be done by the end of the year. Don't love this product, but I don't dislike it enough to pass it on. And for my all-over face primer, I'm using the CoverFx Mattifying Primer. This is the 1 fluid ounce size. There's a ton of this left. I'm not planning on finishing this by the end of this project. I am hoping that I finish it by the end of my fall project, so that means I'll be working on this for around 6 months, potentially, especially if this quarantine is going to continue, because I'm not wearing makeup as much as I would like to be. So I did make a little bit of progress, but not a ton, because for the first couple weeks I was using the Becca. So let me show you my progress line. So this is my intro, this is my first update, so just a little bit of progress. I'm hoping there will be more progress next month, but we'll see. Really enjoying this. It's easy for me to wear day to day. My next item is my foundation. This is the IT Cosmetics Matte CC Cream in the shade Fair. This was a rollover from my spring project pan. So initially I thought it was down here. It was kind of hard for me to mark because I knew there was more product up here, but as I've used it more, it like has suctioned in on itself. So actually at my intro, I was up here, not down here, and now I'm down here. So I hope you guys can see through the packaging like I can. Yeah, you can see it right there pretty good. So there is still a decent amount left. I'm hoping I can finish this by next month, but if I finish it by the finale, that's okay. There's a lot of product in here. This comes with 1.08 ounces. I'm enjoying this one, won't repurchase it, but it works for me and I want to use it up. So now that I used up my ColourPop mixer, I am just going to combine that with the foundation that I was trying to mix with the Tarte BB thing. So this is the MakeUpForEver Matte Velvet Skin Foundation in Y205. So this was brand new at my intro and now I'm down to here. So it looks like I'm halfway done, but there's definitely a lot more product down here than there was at the top. So because I'm using this as a mixer and I don't need a ton of it, this will probably take me until the finale to use up as well, but I am happy that I've made some progress. Next, I have my Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Powder, which I've been using to set my face. This does oxidize to be a little too dark for me, so I do have to mix it with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in Fair, which means I'm gonna go through this slower because I am mixing it with something else. But I was able to make some progress, which is good. I was kind of nervous about it. It's always so hard for me to mark loose powder. So this is where I was at the intro and this is approximately where I'm at now. So possibly I can have this finished up by next month, but definitely by the finale. I already have 2 backups of this. I love this powder so much. Next we have my bronzer and my highlighter, and I'm so annoyed I did not take pictures of what these look like at my intro, so I'll try to put in little screen grabs for you guys, or like a split screen. So let me show you my bronzer, which is the Milani Matte Baked Bronzer in Sunset, which is limited edition. So this is where we are right now. I think the pan may have expanded slightly, but mostly I've been trying to like work down here, like to wear that down a little bit more flat. But yeah, I'm using this pretty consistently, so I'm happy with the progress. My goal is to use it up. Don't really think that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try my best. Then for my highlighter, I'm using Urban Decay Sin. My goal is to hit pan on this one. Don't know if it's gonna happen either, but I'm concentrating my brush right in the center to try, so I'm gonna just wiggle it around a bit. It's kind of hard in a picture to see the dip, but there you go. That's a pretty good angle. So again, I'll try to put up a screen grab for you guys so you can see, but making good progress at this one. I am trying to use my other highlighters a little bit, but I'm using this one mostly and I'm enjoying it. Next, we have my Too Faced Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray, and I actually have a little scale and I'm writing the measurements on the cap. Previously, I tried taking pictures of the measurements, and for some reason, when I posted the pictures in my video, you cannot see the text on the scale. So I'm just writing it on the top here. So at my intro, this was weighing at 92.75 grams, and currently it is at 80.04 grams, which is a lot of progress. I'm super, super happy about that. I really enjoy this product and I already have a backup, so I would like to get that used up by the finale. Next is my final rollover item from my spring project pan, and these would be 2 shades from the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palettes that I actually repressed together to use to set the primer in my crease. So this is where I'm at right now, and I did take a picture of this one, so I will show you what that looked like last month. Definitely made a lot of progress on this. The pan's expanded and the sides have gone down a little bit. I'm trying to be careful to not make this crumble and waste any of it, and I'm thinking this one will take until the finale to use up. Next, we have the 2 items that I'm going to be adding in, and these are 2 eye products which I am excited about. So these are things that I was planning to put in my fall project pan, but I do feel that these are going to take a long time, again, especially if we're still in quarantine, so I decided I would start on them now and hopefully finish these by the end of fall, because I do wear warm tones in the summer and the fall, so I thought this would be a good base and liner for me, especially because the past week when I've been going to work, I have been reaching for these. So the first one is a mini Laura Mercier Caviar stick in the shade Intense Copper, and the Caviar stick minis have half the product that you get in a full size. So this has 1 gram or 0.03 ounces. So this is how much product I have left in here. I did mark this on a piece of paper, so I will insert a picture for you guys too. But the reason I think this is gonna take me so long is because with these, I actually do scrape and dig into the packaging itself, and then I'll put whatever is in here in a sample jar and apply it with my finger or brush. So this will actually take me a while to get through because I wanna get every little bit out of here because these are so pricey and some of my favorite shadow sticks. And then I have my Maybelline Lasting Drama pencil liner in the shade Striking Copper, which is the best metallic copper ever. Unfortunately, this was discontinued, but I do have a backup of this. The formula is so incredible and the shade is so beautiful. It's so smooth, and I am going to sharpen it until I can't sharpen it anymore. So that would be about this much product here. Again, I will mark this on a piece of paper for you guys, and I just want to finish this by my fall finale. So I wanted to show you some swatches. This is the Laura Mercier Shadow Stick, and this is the Maybelline liner. And lastly, we have my 3 lip products. The first is my lip balm. This is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in the berry scent. So here is what my progress looks like. This is where I was at my intro, my first update. I might be able to finish this off by next month, but also maybe by the finale, but I do think it'll be finished in this project, which I'm happy about. Then I have my 2 colored lip products. I made a little bit of progress in these, but not as much as I wanted to because I've been wearing other lip products in videos. So the first is this Bare Minerals Bare Pro lipstick in the shade Petal. So here what my progress line looks like. Intro, first update. Again, just a little bit of a difference there. And here is how much I have in the lipstick. But it's actually very pigmented and it lasts for a long time on the lips, so I don't really need to reapply. And I've been really busy at work and I haven't kept up with it. Then we have my Buxom Full Lip Cream in Mudslide, so it was completely full of the intro. Now I'm down to here, but still a ton left. I don't think this will be finished, but I'm gonna try my best. And I'm wearing the combo today and I love it. It's a perfect everyday neutral coral for me. So here's a swatch of the Bare Minerals lipstick and the Buxom lip gloss. So guys, that was my first update for my summer project pan. I'm feeling really happy about my progress. I'm still feeling excited about the items. I like them even more with the fact that I took those 2 things out, added those 2 new products in. I would love to know your thoughts on these products in the comments down below, and I would love to know all about the items you're panning right now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.